take a look at unbelievable wonders of what Jesus did for people like you and I.
All God cannot do does not exist. My name is Elizabeth Louis. I'm giving this testimony from London. I have two testimonies. One is about marriage. A few months ago, I was on morning prayers with Daddy, and he said, suddenly, someone you've been talking to, you guys stop talking, we'll just come and marry you. Then I was engaged to someone that did not know what he wanted, and all of a sudden, my husband, we've just been friends. In fact, we got married just because he had known me by that time for just 2 months. We got married less than 3 months of me knowing him. I was even the one delaying. So when I heard that prophetic statement from Daddy and he started coming back, I just knew that was my husband, and I just knew everything. I had my signs and God showed me. Secondly, was about my UK master's visa. My approval came on a Sunday, 2 weeks ago, 2 Sundays ago. On a Sunday by 2:11 or thereabouts. They don't work on Sunday, they don't work on Saturdays. These people work only from Monday to Friday. I'm a travel agent, so I know what I'm saying. But my visa came in on a Sunday, and I told my husband, I'm not going for January intake, I'm going for September intake. He was like, what are you saying? Time had gone. I said, don't worry. I'm like that with God. I trust this altar, and I trust what I have told God, and before 12 the next day, I will get my message, my collection message. Because when you get approval message, you have to wait for collection. Guys, my collection message came in before 12. My husband is thrilled. He now joins the prayer because he's really excited. We're a young couple. We're happy about Jesus. We love God. And this has been an amazing experience. What God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, thank you very much. I'm giving this testimony from London. God bless you for answering the call.
What God cannot do does not exist. So I'm here to testify of God's goodness in my life and how He has healed me from ulcerative colitis. So I've had that for a couple of years now, and I've been on medication. And from what the doctors told me, they said I was going to be on this medication for the rest of my life. So this is my stash of medications, as you can see right here. So let's see, I take 4 of this every day. And the doctor said I was going to be on these tablets for the rest of my life. And when this started getting really bad, when my ulcerative colitis started getting really bad, they had to give me a backup, which is this. It's an enema. And if you can see right here, this is where my name, you can see that this has been prescribed to me. So this enema, I take 1 a day. So I take the tablets, 4 of them in the morning, and then I take 1 of this at night. And I'm supposed to do this for the rest of my life. And then this one is a steroid, and I take this in case of emergencies. When I have an episode, then I take this one for fast relief. So this is what I've had to deal with for the past 5 years. So when I joined the fire altar, I started praying. I put this on the fire altar. I was praying that God should heal me. So anytime Pastor Jerry gives any word at all that had to do with digestive, had to do with bowels, that had to do with stomach, ulcer, I was grabbing onto all of them. I just kept thinking to myself, Pastor Jerry has been calling people specific cases, and I know there's times where someone will pray and say, God, let Pastor Jerry mention my case. So I decided to do the same thing too. I want Pastor Jerry to mention my case specifically. One part of me said, how is it even going to be possible? He's called, because Pastor Jerry prior to that time has called indigestive bowel disorder. So my reasoning was that he has already called that. I don't think he's going to call ulcerative colitis, which is what my particular problem is. It happened like magic. 2 days later, we were in the morning prayers, and then Pastor Jerry, while he was giving declarations, he now said, I hear ulcerative colitis.
I hear it. Ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I announce, let it be reversed.
I stopped. I was shocked because I'm like, how? And this happened, I think 2 days after I made a prayer. Pastor Jerry now gave the word, ulcerative colitis. I was really shocked because I didn't expect that, God will actually put the word in Pastor Jerry's, ears and he will say it. So he called it ulcerative colitis. And I grabbed onto it and I knew right then and then that this was settled, that I don't have it anymore. And I'm here to testify because I have not had to take any medication like you guys saw. Most of this I have not taken I haven't opened some of this medication. You can see this one. I'm not taking it, it's still sick. So I'm just here to give God all the glory and to say thank you, Pastor Jerry, for answering the call. I have been healed from ulcerative colitis. I've not had any episodes. I've started eating pepper. I've started doing things that I couldn't do before. I've started drinking regular milk. If I drink regular milk, I don't have any episodes anymore. So I'm here to say thank you, Pastor Jerry, for answering the call. Thank you for this great sacrifice that you're doing every day. If your case has not been called yet, please stay on the altar. It will be called. Make demands on the God of the fire altar and you will see that your case will be taken care of. What God cannot do does not exist. Indeed, what the Jehovah Almighty cannot do does not exist. Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed day.
Praise the Lord. My name is Emmanuel. Last year, 2022, I traveled home to my village in Edo State for my leave, to spend my leave. And when I got there, after spending a week plus, I developed an illness that took me to EL-ROI specialist and teaching hospital in Edo State. While there, various tests were carried out to determine that my urea and creatinine levels were very, very high, which means my kidneys were no more working, to my amazement. So I went through 3 dialysis and the problem was not resolving. So I had to be given a referral letter on the 22nd of November 2022 to go for kidney transplant in Zenith Medicals and Kidney Center in Abuja. But before then, my nephew, Pastor Israel, was sending me NSPPD and telling me to key into it. He lives in the United States of America. But he told me that he was going to put me on the altar of fire, on the altar of prayers. I said, okay, you can do so. And he did it. I actually became serious with this platform in March up till now, that every day, without let, I follow up with the prayers and I follow up with the Holy Communion and all other things that have been done on this platform. Because of this faith I had, that my people were praying for me, especially this Israel and the elder brother who was staying with me, who stayed with me in hospital, and my sisters. I told them to discharge me from hospital. They told me I had to go through the neckline. I have to put on the neckline, which can last for 2 years until I decide to do that kidney transplant, which was going to cost 22 million naira in that hospital in Abuja. So I told them I'm not going to do the neckline, they should discharge me. I was furious in my spirit to get discharged. Eventually I was discharged. After 1 week or about 2 weeks, I went back to do that test. And lo and behold, my creatinine and urea levels became very, very normal. So I want to thank God that God of NSPPD showed up for me. I rejoice over this and I thank God for healing me of my ailing kidneys. I want to also pray for Pastor Jerry Eze and say that the oil on his head will never run dry, because he has taught us to have faith in God, to believe in the power of prayers.
I just want to thank God for because this trip, instead of it to be a testimony, was supposed to be a give-up trip, coming back to Nigeria and just packing it up. I am a medical doctor, and I have a postgraduate degree from Harvard Medical School in clinical research. I have a distinction in health data science from Swansea University in UK. But with all these certifications, devil is a bastard. So I was on the prayer altar, and one day Papa said, look at you, they're turning your certificates to tissue paper.
People of God, powers that turn certificates to tissue paper, powers that turn qualifications. You have gotten additional qualification, but it is not in any way counting as your amen will turn that degree. Let it be reversed right now.
And I knew he was talking to me because with all this degree, I was applying for jobs, I could not get any. I even went so far that I was applying for care job in the UK and I could not get anything. They'll tell me, I've never heard where they'll tell somebody you're overqualified, but I kept getting that. So I just knew that something is amiss and needed to be corrected. I took the prayer altar seriously. I was praying. I'll say, put your hand on your head, I'll put kneel down, everything. The communion, I was taking it because I knew that something had to shift. I'm paying rent, paying tax, paying all of this without a job. All this while, I had accommodation that I paid for the year because overseas, like you pay your contract for 6 months or for a year. And my rent was due in October. Papa just said one morning, I don't know which of the services, but he preached about Esther finding favor on the 10th month. And I held on to it. I said, this is the 10th month. October, something must happen, something. Papa said we should write our congratulation note. I written my congratulation note. I wrote job without interview there. Because I kept applying for jobs, the interview phase will come and they will not pick me. So I now wrote in the bracket without interview. So my friend was sitting next to me when I wrote it. And I said, this job without interview, you go back to Nigeria and then you go see Amu. 25th morning of October, 25th morning was a Wednesday. God showed me mercy prayer. I struggled through that prayer. I was just crying. I just said, God, for a lot of people are depending on me. I cannot go back in shame. But after that prayer, I just booked my flight back to Nigeria. I said, well, I know a couple of people here. I have all these certifications. I know I'm going to get a job in Nigeria. So let me just book and come. And that day, somebody sent me a message on LinkedIn. Hi, there's this job opportunity. I don't know if you're interested. I just went through your profile. It might be below you, but are you ready to jump on a call? So I thought it was scam. I said, okay. I just dropped my phone number. Then the guy called me, and then he told me the budget for the job. And when he told me, I said, this kind of budget that you're telling me. I asked him, but he said it's low. I said, so with this kind of salary, what are you saying? So I didn't just bother with him. So he sent me a mail and said, HR will get to you. So I just thought, okay, all this scam. Let me be packing my things small, Jerry. 1st of November, I'm carrying myself back to Nigeria. And then he said, HR will send you the letter on Monday. That before then, I'm really impressed about your CV. I really want to work with you. I'm very excited about this. I didn't shall believe. So, because God needed to make a name for himself, on the 30th of October, HR got to me and he sent me an offer letter. And the offer was below what the guy discussed with me. So I called the guy. I said, hi, I'm not going to sign this because of, this is not what we discussed. And the guy said, what do you have? So I said, no, I bargained for something higher. Because of your qualification, you are going to be the team lead. You are going to be the team lead of that job because you are more qualified than everybody on the team. And the pay is ×5 what God made them reject for me. So I've come to say thank you without an interview, without anything. The God I serve did not put me to shame. I'm here today to say thank you, Jesus, for what God cannot do.
Good morning, my NSB again. My name is Doris from Houston, Texas. I give God the glory for this testimony. I want to testify to the glory of God and to the shame of the enemy. I was diagnosed of cancer, red blood cell cancer. I was not myself. I was thinking, I was crying, I was talking to God. Everybody will ask, what is wrong with you? You are macheting. Is anything wrong? I cannot tell them what I'm going through, but I will tell them. Then I told a friend of mine that this is what doctor recognized of me. She said, no, join the fire altar. I've been joining the fire altar. I joined the fire altar 2021. But I'm not as serious. When I told her, she said, come on, join the fire altar. Be serious. I started joining it, started getting serious, praying. It has been part of me. If I'm sleeping, God wake me up. When it's 12:30, I will wake up. So that become a part of me. What I did is that I always feed my appointments and my doctor with Holy Communion, telling God that they will say nothing. They will say nothing. Pastor Jerry said like that, I'm afraid of what happened. Nothing will go wrong. Nothing will go wrong. Pastor Jerry, you make a declaration.
I don't know who you are, but I hear cancer of the red blood cell. Cancer of the red blood cell. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. Cancer of the red blood cell. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I command every cancer of the red blood cell, let it be reversed by fire.
These are my results. They come out with nothing. They didn't see anything. I give God the glory. I'm health and health. I give all glory to God. Thank you, Pastor Joe. The oil of your head will continue to increase. It will never run dry.
A foster home will be moving into a South Fargo neighborhood despite pushback from the Homeowners Association.
City commissioners approved the move in a 3-2 vote last night, but one neighbor is unhappy. The foster home is going up in the Golden Valley neighborhood near Davies High School. Giselle Ashimwe, an Essentia nurse, is behind this project.
What God cannot do
does not exist.
What God cannot do
does not exist.
We've been working on a project to start a business. We got our visibility. Our delays kind of stopped. We saw open doors come true, and we got our marketplace keys. So we started with this vision around February. That's when we started. And throughout the entire process, it's not been easy. There's been a lot of delays and stagnations, you name it. We went through it from the beginning until the end, until we even decided to go to NSPPD conference September 2nd. And through the entire process, I was going through like a commissioning hearing in order to get like a zoning permit at the same time. On September 4th, Pastor Jerry stated, policies have aligned, what I need have aligned.
The policies have aligned, what I need have aligned.
I had a policy meeting the next day on the 5th, and I also had a commission hearing. So I had my policies meeting, and they told me, they were like, you need a little bit more of revision, so you need to come back on September 26th, and hopefully that day everything is going to be done. We'll give you a certification. And then I went to my commission hearing where my neighbors were against what we're trying to do. I needed to get the most votes in order to get the zoning permit. So I ended up getting the most votes, so that got aligned on that day by God's grace.
A foster home will be moving into a South Fargo neighborhood despite pushback from the Homeowners Association.
City commissioners approved the move in a 3-2 vote last night, but one neighbor is unhappy. The foster home is going up in the Golden Valley neighborhood near Davies High School. Giselle Ashimwe, an Essentia nurse, is behind this project.
You are in the name. Every knee shall bow. Policy shall bow.
You are in the name. You are in the name. Every knee shall bow. Policies shall bow.
One day I had my last meeting, and I remember the first thing the lady told me. She started smiling and she said, I will guarantee your policy's acceptance. And also I ended up receiving my certification for the policies.
On September 21st, Pastor Jerry stated, hear what the Lord is saying. He's about to give you the keys from now to the next 5 months. Don't ask how the Lord will do it. It's a marketplace key.
Marketplace keys. At the sound of your amen, let it drop into your hands. Let it drop into your hands.
Also on November 1st, Pastor Jerry stated, the wait is over. You were tried in January up to October. It was a moment of trial. You went through hell, but welcome to November. It shall be your November of salvation.
The wait is over. You were tried in January, tried in February, up until October. It was a moment of trial. It was a moment of trial. You went through hell. You went through the high water. But welcome to November. It shall be your November of celebration.
We went to stagnation. We're supposed to have the keys by like
August 8th.
August 8th, and it went from August 8th up to October 25th. Another stagnation came up, but by the glory of God, on November 2nd, we got the keys. Thank you, Pastor Jerry. Thank you so much. We got the keys. Pastor Jerry, may the oil in your head never run dry. Thank you for the dedication that you have towards everybody. Thank you for coming in and praying for all of us.
A foster home will be moving into a South Fargo neighborhood despite pushback from the Homeowners Association.
City commissioners approved the move in a 3-2 vote last night, but one neighbor is unhappy. The foster home is going up in the Golden Valley neighborhood near Davies High School. Giselle Ashimwe, an Essentia nurse, is behind this project.
And as people here, celebrate the Lord, 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 celebrate the Lord. What the Lord cannot do, what God cannot do.